Hello, this is the TradeSite US Stocks, Futures, and Forex Market Preview. Well, mostly Stocks and Futures for Thursday, the 12th of August, and Friday, the 13th. Friday, the 13th of August, 2021. Hope you had a good trading week so far. It's been green, but barely, and the futures have been what's helping us out. Made some money on the opening range plays every day and stuff like that, but it's just, yesterday in particular, Wednesday was pretty light, and there's just, look at the candles. Here's the ES front month futures contract. Daily chart of the broad market in futures form, and I mean, you can barely even see these candles. It's just so tiny. So let's go through the major daily charts at this point. Crude oil up 11 cents, doesn't really matter, sitting where it was a couple months ago. Not too bad. We haven't really had the hurricanes yet, although we're seeing some storms and weird weather patterns, but not the hurricanes yet. But we're just entering that time of year now where they really start to pick up, so we'll see what happens. Gold down $1 after bouncing back from near lows testing the other day. S&P cash gains $10, 10.95 points. NASDAQ 100 down 25.82. You know, that 13 sell signal in place so far on the NASDAQ, that could take it back to, you know, ways the 14,000 is that static trend line. That's the target. Stocks down 7, biotech's down 161. That's a big two-day drop in the biotechs, taking it back into the middle of the range for most of the year. The Russell 2000 up 10, but again, this thing's been so flat all year. It's almost incredible. The VIX closes at 1606. That's down 73 cents. One of the lowest closes of the year. Was interesting. VIX heading lower while the NASDAQ was heading lower and the ES was flat, so that's very strange. But maybe chalk it up to summer and it's just a lot of robot trading. The trend closes at 0.87, puts the 10-day at 1.09. If I count back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we're about to lose a couple big days off that moving average. Probably, yeah, it's coming up. So that's going to, if we keep getting low readings, that's going to give us a 10-day moving average at 0.85 and maybe potentially, and that's a sell signal again on the broad market. NASDAQ volume again for 2 days in a row, basically 4 billion shares. Advanced decline ratio in the NASDAQ closed positive, up 369. It was not positive for most of the day. Advanced decline, and that's amazing because the NASDAQ was down. Advanced decline ratio in the New York plus 1116. It was fairly flat. Net, at one point I remember seeing the NASDAQ negative 125 and the S&P plus 122, which means basically net zero, and now we end up closing, you know, net like 1,400 positive, so that's interesting. Google loses $10.56. Apple up 26 cents. Netflix down $3.44. Amazon down 28.57. It's kind of a new low for the last few months on Amazon. Tesla down $2.17. It's still just dead flat. Look how it hit that green static trend line and couldn't get through. Facebook down $1.17. Zoom loses $13.99. Goldman Sachs up $5.92. New high on Goldman Sachs. So the banks are heading up. The other day we were saying the banks and the biotechs were heading up, and the expression is, as go banks and biotechs, so goes the market. Well, the banks are holding up, but the biotechs got crushed, so hard to say what that means. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, down just 9 cents. The Dow was up 122. Bitcoin, after that 13 buy signal a few weeks ago, look at that, back up to almost 46,000. It did trade there earlier in the day. 5-minute candles on the ES, and here you can see we gapped up, came back down. Look at how we filled the gap exactly. That was the low, and then curled back up and then closed inside the opening 5-minute candle. So net, nothing for the day. Again, NASDAQ side weaker though, gapped up, filled, went lower, closed in the lower half of the day's range. So the two sides of the market are not currently in sync. In terms of economic data left for the week here in the US, on Thursday, PPI and the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers an hour before the bell. Natty gas at 10:30, 30-year bond auction at 1. And on Friday, we've just got import-export prices an hour before the bell, and preliminary University of Michigan sentiment 30 minutes after that. So that will do it. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading Thursday, Friday, and a good weekend.